Uh, Konnichiwa, minasan, shokoko ni. I know that technically I should be doing a different game today, one that causes me very much emotional pain and suffering. But unfortunately, the person that I have been playing it with is not here. Yeah, technically new game. It's not really out yet. It's a demo of a game that is currently in development called Acrolyte that has no menu music at the moment. So I'm just gonna spam this real quick. It'll be fine. It sounds like dominoes. Um, but yeah, I intended to do E33 today, but unfortunately Jacob is out of internet for the weekend, which means I can't really have him on stream, or rather, he can't be on stream, which is yeah, it kind of sucks. And I don't really want to like go forward without him, as the whole intent was that he was going to experience it, or watch me experience it as it happened. So yeah, we are going to try out this demo of a game that is supposed to be, or is a self-proclaimed spiritual successor to Super Metroid. Now, for anyone who has been watching my Metroid Prime stream marathon, or who did watch parts, or at the very least parts of my Metroid Prime marathon, um, Super Metroid isn't my favorite Metroid game. Like, I don't think it's a bad game. It is a good game. It's a fantastic game. But I'm one of those people that just doesn't buy into the hype that people do for Super Metroid. I think it did a lot of things great. I think other Metroid games are more fun. I think what Super Metroid did best was the vibes that it had, and it's a great game for speedrunners. Um, I don't. I'm not a speedrunner, and I don't think most people playing Metroid are. But it's fun to watch, so like, hey, to each their own, right? I'm not gonna shit talk Super Metroid when I don't actually dislike it. Even though that's all I do. I did try out a little bit of Acrolyte, like 10 minutes worth of it first, just to make sure that it was something that I was going to want to stream. And yeah. Yeah, no, we're here. So we're gonna do the demo, and then depending on how this goes, this may be something that I actually just end up streaming once it comes out, long term. Also, if you'll notice, the edges do have black bars. This is intentional. This is how the game screen is supposed to look. Very 2D, very good, very nice. First estimate, maybe you'll enjoy it in the future. Yeah, for sure. My main issue with Super Metroid was the movement and the shooting, right? Like, a lot of people praise it for like being very tight platformer. And oh, hello! Hello and welcome to the stream once again. But yeah, like, a lot of people really praise Super Metroid for the and that's how you can tell that I played 10 minutes of it, by the way. I pressed the flashlight before it told me to. I do like Super Metroid. It wasn't my favorite, and I wouldn't rate it as highly as I'd say it's like in my bottom half, but like that's a subjective statement. But I like Super Metroid. It's a fun game. It's also just kind of dated. I'm pretty sure if they were to remake Super Metroid and maintain the good things about it, that I would feel a lot better about it. About playing it. I would have more fun playing it. And again, it was literally just kind of like an issue. Not really an issue, but just kind of like a preference in movement and the gun. And this game is hella loud, so if you ever have any issues where, like, I'm not louder than the game, just let me know. But I don't think there's any Metroid game that I've explicitly, like... Hate is a strong word. However, there is a single Metroid game that I can say that I did hate, and it was Other M. And it wasn't even because of the gameplay. The story just sucks. Other M just kinda really makes Samus very bitch-made. So it's not, you know, this reminds me of those old Flash games, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. And what's funny is, it doesn't just remind me of those old Flash games, but like this game does something very good that Super Metroid did, but without like the black backgrounds. It's the atmosphere so far has been pretty great. In the 10 minutes I've played, the atmosphere is phenomenal. There was this one Flash game that I used to play back in the day that I kind of get like similar vibes of, but like that one was more actiony, more like an action shooter, more so than, you know, like a proper Metroid game where it's like isolated and stuff. I think what it was called was like Intrusion or some shit. I'm pretty sure it was called Intrusion. And I think there's a second one actually. But I used to play that one a lot. I'm gonna do a bit of explorating. Now, I will say, I don't know how long this demo is. I'm just gonna try to do a bunch of it, and then wherever we end is where we end. It could be a short stream, it could be a, like, normal stream. I don't know. Today's a weird day, it is a cold day, and, you know, it's not the game I was intending to play. I just kinda... This morning, it was just kinda, like, putting shit together. I remember that was so long. But yeah, no, Intrusion was great just because of like the guns, like the aiming, the ragdoll physics. It was really fun. For like all those old Flash games definitely had a lot of soul to them. I do miss a lot of them. We finished early, it's all good. Hell yeah. Also, something that the 2D Metroid games never really had, and I think Dread does have it in a way, is a logbook. But you get it by killing stuff. So like, this one has stuff that I'm not really gonna go and read too much, right? I'm, maybe eventually, like when I do like the full thing, I'll read some of these. Luckily, like these entries are a lot shorter too, so it's not as bad as, oh shit, these have pages. Oh, these have pages. Yeah, maybe I should... Yeah, maybe I should actually pay attention the next time I play this. Or, like, once the full game releases. But, like, this one is, like, very short. It's a little worm. Ada! Sanguinite has 3 pages. And there is a journal that also has pages. So all of the lore that we're going to get is probably going to be through here. I doubt there's dialogue, but if there is, we'll find out. Azure Valley, Canyon Ground. Okay, so that Azure Valley is subdivided into areas, it seems. Neat. Very neat. But yeah, no, what's funny about this game specifically is I found Acrolyte, and I think I talked about it. I found this game by pure chance. I was literally just scrolling through my feed on X, and all of a sudden, I see a post on my FYP, on the For You page. It's just there, like, I think it was the dev's Twitter account, X account, whatever. It's same shit. It's the fucking same thing. And it was basically like, the words I read were Super Metroid spiritual successor, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. You know, I look at it, and visually, it's very appealing. I kind of like the vibes of it. And I check it out, and the dev is, oh my god, it's so loud. I'll let this play, I guess. I like the rain sounds, though. Critical log data recorded. But yeah, the research station is... Rain ASMR, yeah, right? Research station has crashed into the surface of Era in the desert beyond the mountains of the Azure Valley. There must be more of the ground crew nearby. We need to group back up and make our way to the crash site. But, yeah, so, I saw the devs post about it, and then I started looking into it, and I was like, yeah, this is very interesting. And I didn't realize it until I actually opened up the game, but the protagonist, the guy we're playing right now, his design is very reminiscent of the 2D Metroid Space Pirates. That was probably intentional, and I kind of fuck with it. I do like it. I do like it quite a bit. The movement so far has felt very fluid, very nice. It feels... I like that it's... Even though he says, or I guess not even though, but because of the fact that he says it's a Super Metroid spiritual successor, I do really appreciate the fact that it doesn't feel as sluggish as Super Metroid did. And I want to just chalk up Super Metroid's movement to being a product of its time. I know, like, the platforming was very tight. I will not deny that. But I genuinely don't like how Super Metroid, how slow Super Metroid feels. And that is purely preferential. There is... I cannot tell you that as an objective statement. And, you know, like, I will always recommend people that want to get into the Metroid series. I'll recommend them the game based off of what they're looking for. Because Metroid has plenty of different, movements and combat mechanics, both in, like, well, I guess more so in the 2D, because primes have all pretty much played largely the same. But yeah, like the 2D Metroid games, absolutely. There's more variety in the movement and the gunplay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. Oh. Ah. Obviously, very much like OG Metroid. In the way that the map is laid out, in the way that it looks, having the hidden blocks and stuff like that, which is... it's a vibe. And the music, actually, the music feels a lot like the earlier 2D Metroid games. You know, like pre-Dread, pre-Metroid 2 remake. Ooh, whoa, ooh! Maybe I should have figured they would attack me based off of the fact they look like needles. Perhaps. Also, the water is interesting. I guess we have some sort of breath or oxygen meter, which, I imagine is this game's version of needing the gravity suit. You'll need some sort of, like, rebreather or something like that. But, I'm definitely, like, looking forward to seeing how the weapon upgrades, I guess. Maybe it's not a weapon upgrade, maybe he does weapon swappings, like the beam swapping. Which, obviously, not a thing in... Fuck. Not a thing in Super Metroid. That was mostly a... Actually, it's not a thing in any of the 2D games, weapon swapping. That's just a Prime thing. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see what this guy borrows from which Metroid game. Maybe I can pinpoint exactly. I do like the alien designs, too. They do seem very alien, obviously. Because, like, if we go to Logbook, we start looking at them. Right? Like, this is a slug, and it's shaped like a fantasy jelly. It's kind of reminiscent of Metroids, but like a passive little slug, because you have like the nervous system kind of thing. Undesirable prey with hardened, jagged skin excretes acidic waste through its eyes to keep its distance from predators, and its eyes are fucking bulging out of its head. You know, we have the little worm. It's a fucking bird. This is a bird? Oh, I guess it's feathered. It's a feathered arthropod. I don't think that's considered avian at that point. That's an arthropod, isn't it? Like, that's its own thing, isn't it? But yeah, like the designs are extremely alien and very reminiscent of like the original Metroid designs and stuff like that. Like they've definitely Metroid has evolved in its designs a lot, and while the newer ones, I think a lot of the newer alien designs and like creature designs are very cool and I do prefer them. The old ones had a certain charm to them. It's like the difference between making sci-fi media in the modern day versus making sci-fi media back in the, let's say, like this, the 80s. There was a very distinct difference in the design of monsters and creatures and stuff like that. And like you see it in Warhammer too, because like the Tyranid designs evolved a lot. You know, Tyranids kind of became more, I guess, more carapace-y, more bug-like, I guess, would be. More arthropody. Whereas, like, the original Tyranids looked a little bit more like, you know, like, skinny, skeletal, kind of like a skeletal version of the traditional, the classic gray aliens, kind of. At the very least, I remember seeing one of the minifigs, like the older minifigs. But, yeah. No, the design for the aliens so far in this game does feel a little more like, I guess, pre-2000s designs, which is a good thing. It's a subjective, it's a taste thing, but I think it works very well here. I do like these enemies that spawn with this, like, orb. I like that they're like a two-stage enemy, basically. I wonder if I can kill them without breaking the orb. The Sanguinite. And there is something to be said. I believe that's the case, but also not sure. Yeah. I just remember seeing the like one specific fig for the Warhammer Tyranids. And like someone was showing like how it evolved with each like re-release of the figure, and yeah, the Tyranids have at the very least, based off of that one, I would say the Tyranids have changed quite a bit since their conception. Damn, I just don't reach that, huh? But yeah, no, it's... Well, series evolve and stuff like that, so it's definitely cool to see how people do... I guess older designs, but with newer technology, and how that ends up, like, showing up on screen, and in games, and in media in general. Obviously, that's more of a indie developer sort of thing. You know, you don't really see a lot of, I guess, AAA going for, like, the more retro vibes, save for stuff like Arc Raiders, I suppose. Which, like, literally called, well, I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. There's retro futurism and cassette futurism, or cassette sci-fi, and I'm not entirely sure if they're the same thing. And I can name one more game that's supposed to come out that's kind of going for the same vibe. I don't particularly care about it because of the director. I'm not a fan of his work. Don't particularly care about his games. I already forgot the name, but it was that supposed retro future sci-fi game. Oh my god. Whatever. It's a AAA game. If I remember it, I'll mention what it was, but for the time being, my brain is not at 100% on that one. Oh shit. Oh shit! Okay, so if I take damage, if I get knocked back, I think I can recover from getting knocked back. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That lets you, like, make space whenever you take damage. I know which one you're talking about. Oh, yeah, probably. And I don't particularly mind retrofuturism or cassette, like, sci-fi. I don't particularly care for it. It's never been my style. My style of sci-fi is Mass Effect, Metroid, and Halo. Like, that's what I fuck with. And if you wanna get a little bit more specific, or not more specific, but if you wanna broaden my horizons a little more, you get stuff like Girls Frontline and Nikke, and you get the anime variant of that kind of sci-fi. Although I do wish, at the very least, in the case of, well, I'm gonna blame them being gacha games for this. I wish the designs of characters in like Girls Frontline and Nikke were a little more consistent, like outfit designs and stuff like that, because it does feel like a large portion of the time it's like, oh yeah, the Nikkes are there to, like, you know, help you take back the surface, and then half of them are like in fucking maid dresses or outfits that don't really fit someone who is in combat. I think it's just an issue with, like, sci-fi, or not sci-fi, gacha games. The fuck? Did I miss something? Gacha logic means characters have to have completely different designs across the board. And I get it. You want the characters to appeal to different. They need that gooner money. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. But at the same time, it's like, you know, fucking, you can make the outfits a little more consistent, you know? Like, make them gooner outfits, but just... Why do I have a maid fighting fucking aliens, you know? Give me a more combat-y outfit for the maid. A combat maid outfit at that point. Like, I'm sure they can come up with something. I think overall, one of the gacha games that I think has been more consistent with, like, outfit designs and not making things feel out of place was, like, ZZZ. I wish I enjoyed that game more and, like, could sit, but the gacha grind fucking destroys that game for me. I genuinely really did like ZZZ's story and the characters and all that stuff, but I can't sit for long enough. Gacha games make me so impatient. I guess probably my taste for Metroidvanias probably shows just that, like, my whole shtick is basically always doing something. You'll probably see me take damage a few times from enemies where I shouldn't take it, and it might be because I'm, like, peeping at the other screen to, like, check chat. As long as I don't die, we're good. Oh shit. Wait, first upgrade! How many minutes in are we? 20! First upgrade! Let me scan it. Log data recorded. So I do have, like, some things that I would kind of, like, suggest to the dev, I think. The main thing that I want to suggest to the dev is having, like, the cutscene audio volume be a separate metric here, because I can't, unless I lower the master volume, the cutscene audio just does not go down. Another one as well, which is in the volume as well, is to have the ambience also be a separate volume metric, just because of the fact that, like, the rain can be kind of loud, and that's tied to sound effects. So, like, I would want this sound effect to be separate from the rain. God, that goes kind of far. So I just Yeah, I think I have to hold it. Unless you want to sleep, blast that up. Yeah, but at that point, I have, like, my own thingy. I want to... I'm not going to open up the game just for my rain ASMR when I have other options. I mean, if I had no options, then yeah, absolutely, but... I got options. Ow! Heal me, scrub. Oh, wait, what? This counts as... Oh, this is a ledge. Yeah. I didn't notice that for a second. Ooh. Granted, I wasn't really paying attention to it, so... Where the fuck am I, actually? This map's kind of huge. Ooh, wait, what's here? This looks like an interesting place. And I do think one of the best things about Metroidvanias and like Metroid games, obviously, it's always been the... What the fuck? It's always been the ability to kind of just explore stuff without needing to be guided and just kind of finding your way around the world and figuring out where you actually need to go. Which obviously, you know, Prime 1 did it really well. Dread actually does that really well too. It's just you still kind of get like you still get the computer talking to you. What's Ravenbeak? Ravenbeak talking to you and telling you, "Hey, Samus, this is what you need to do." But how you get to that point is entirely up to you, and you can always just go exploring on your own. Like here, we just had the protagonist kind of just go like, "I need to get to the research lab." Right? Kind of a vague goal. It's not a vague goal, but vague directions. It's like, we're just going there. We're going to the desert where the research lab is. Full stop. And yeah, and that's definitely... Like, in Prime 3 and 4 particularly, like, that was definitely not... You know, you have very clear goals and very clear directions on how to get there, which is... unnecessary, you know. But as long as, like, having that clear goal and a clear direction on how to get there isn't honestly that bad, as long as you don't have someone yapping in your ear telling you, "Hey, you still haven't gone here." But it be. I have no idea where I'm going. I think I know where I want to go, but... Where's the thing? I think it's one of these. Oh, yeah, there's an upgrade here. We can see where there's upgrades on the map, actually. That's nice. 1, 2, 3. I like how it has the array number for these as well. So you know, like, the Y and the X. Wait. He's into the 30s. Damn, this map goes low. Holy. On Sanctum. Wait, there was a save over there? How did I miss that? Let me check out this side real quick. Oop. Okay, now going through that. And no going through that. Got it. But yeah, I don't... So far, like... I'm actually kind of vibing with this a lot. It's just me, alien planet, a gun, and figuring out how the fuck I'm gonna get to my goal. And a map! A very detailed, useful map that is actually really nicely designed. I do like that it's still kind of split, right, by the squares. So if you need to, for example, if you need to mark something on your map or some shit like that, you're just there like, okay, so it's 44, 46, for example, or 45, 35, there's something there I need to go back to. I like the fact that upgrades are marked on the map, but maybe they shouldn't be marked on the map, until I've been to the room. Because that's kind of what Dread did. Dread didn't tell you where the upgrades were until you got to the room. And I think that's kind of the way to go with these games. It's like, don't tell me there's an upgrade there until I'm actually there. So that might be something else that I give, like, feedback on. I don't know. Not sure what the dev's vision is for the map. And what is that? Biomass pack, maximum health. Oh, hey! That's useful. I'll take it. God, the music is soothing. I like this ambient music. Ambient. Now it sounds weird. I'm pretty sure I said it right, but it sounds fucking weird now. Ow. Having these things to heal you occasionally, I think there's a lot of details that they've borrowed from the Prime games so far, actually. Particularly, like, having random items in the field that heal you. Because, thinking back on it, I don't think any of the 2D Metroid games have, like, destructibles that drop healing items. I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember. Because if there were, they were not common. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could just, like, crouch under it when he charged, but I guess not. Does he heal me? Give me all that sanguinite for healing, please. Very delicious. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? So there was a save point over there, which is... Why is there... This is a weird place to put a save point. Oh no, because there's a hole underneath here, it looks like. Or not? I can't tell. It looks like there is, or there's supposed to be. Fuck. Holy shit. And that big one looks like a... Hold on, I want to check if I'm right. Pit slug. Persanter. A pit slug which has symbiotically integrated with sanguinite. There we go. Highly effective predator. It utilizes sanguinite's energy to fire lasers and homing energy discs. Has facilitated the growth of 4 legs, greatly improving the host's mobility. Because it makes it lighter. Interesting. Makes it lighter weight because of the buoyancy. That's kind of cool. They're using, like, symbiosis with the sanguinite as, like, a kind of tool to evolve it. It's... Interestingly enough, that reminds me more of, Metroid 2. Because of, like, the whole evolution of the Metroids and stuff. And less so of Super Metroid. But, obviously... Metroid is Metroid is, so... You can borrow from multiple games and still make have the vision of the one game that you want, then by all means. It's funny, I think so far gameplay-wise, because of how quickly I'm moving, it does feel more like Dread and stuff like that. But the vibes is definitely Super Metroid. I dig it. I dig it. I do dig it. I'm enjoying that a lot. Oh, because that's where I started. Ah, that's what that is. Yeah. Now the question is, that's below. Well, it looks like I still have pretty good jump height underwater, so like, maybe I can't get that. What the fuck is that? Ooh. You're a big one, aren't you? Alright, well, I can't get that yet. So, our next option is to come back up. Well, I guess it's kind of guiding me here anyways. But I need to go around. Ah! Fuck. Oh no, we're good. The birds shoot shit. Any upgrades up there? But I don't think... Maybe I can... No, I can't. I need some sort of a double jump to get there. Or a wall jump or something. I'm guessing the game is not out yet. Yeah, no, this is a demo. The dev is still hard at work developing this game. I think he streams when he's doing, like, visuals. Like he's working on, like, making maps and stuff like that. I remember seeing he had like a YouTube channel, but yeah, this is still in development. This is a demo that I think is just the first area. It is on Steam though. The game and the demo. So, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be going back up? Question mark? I'll come back to this later. Eee! Oh. There's gotta be, like... It's either a double jump or some sort of a wall jump. It's gotta be. Maybe it's both. I wanna... This leads there. I don't really see... Ugh. No, damn, I don't reach. Okay, we're good. We are so good. Okay, so if we come back up, I can't come back up through there. Okay, so I can't go back up. So my progression is not this way. I think it's through here. I think this is where I want to go. Damn. Or is here, actually, maybe. Where am I progressing through? I can't go through that left one over there. Ow. Little buggies. The areas load pretty quickly too, which is really nice. I know the older Metroid games had like the sliding transition from one room to the next. I think I just prefer the blacking out and then going back in. The sliding animation is like thematic, it's cool. I don't know, but it never appealed to me, I guess. So let's see. The issue now is I don't know this map at all. Okay, well, obviously not there. Getting this slide really early on into the game makes the movement a lot quicker. Ah, yeah, that's where we're supposed to go. Jesus Christ, buddy boy. Oh my god. That's a big one. Oh. Wait, can I? Oh, yeah, I can. How much you want to bet there's supposed to be something there? Fuck. That thing is relentless, but it wasn't shooting me like the other one. I wonder if they have, like, different behavioral patterns that is, like, randomized. Or maybe not randomized, but it's, like, the same enemy can have two behavior patterns that the dev decides which one it'll use. That'd be interesting. Okay, like, this one's not shooting either. Maybe it was just that first one that was doing that. But given the fact that they have that, like, weird red thing on its head, maybe it just depends? Is that a gun? You're gonna flaunt a gun in my face just like that? So there's a little detail I found just now. If I put the cursor too close to me, I can no longer shoot. This is a 3D model, by the way. I think this is a 3D model. Well, it probably is. That's just, like, pixelated. It feels like it is. But, what's it called? Yeah, I can't shoot when it's too close. Could also be a bug. I don't think it's a bug, because the reticle changes color. Like, I'm pretty sure that's intentional. It is a 3D model, isn't it? Wait. Yeah, it is a 3D model. Wonder how he did this. That's fucking sick. Oh, that's probably the same as, Dead Cells. Dead Cells did the same thing. It's a 3D model that's, like, pixelated. I think, maybe. I don't actually know, because if it was a 3D model that's pixelated, then wouldn't this not be consistent? I have no idea. I actually have no idea how this type of graphics is made. Catalyzer. Security pistol, okay, so you do swap. Biomechanical auto rifle utilizes organic catalyst to fire impact-sensitive explosive chemical projectiles. Well, that's kind of sick. What the fuck are these stats? I don't know what any of these mean. Okay, 66%, that means there's 3 weapons, at least so far. Wee! Okay, that's cool. Can that be used to unlock other... Aha, we get ammo. Catalyzer ammo. Can this be used? Oh, maybe... Are there doors that we need to unlock with specific weapons? Is that a thing? This reads like a boss room entrance. Okay, no. That doesn't break that. This definitely reads like a boss room entrance. The music changed. Scary. Scary. Or wait, maybe this leads to the desert? Log data updated. Because it's still the Azure Valley. The Hive. Infestation of predatory insects have formed a complex networks of hive, parasitized by hive forms. High concentration of sanguinite at this depth seems related to the hive's propagation. Ew! I need to aim better. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be wasting ammo. I wonder if there's going to be a direct equivalent to Metroids in this game. Oh, that's fucking gross. Give me ammo or give me death. Ooh, ooh, ugh, ugh. What is this, Terraria? We got fucking worms? Bro, that's literally like the same as the Terraria worms. I need to know how you code it, like how that's coded. They're gross. They're so gross. They're on my body. Alright, Terraria worm, I know you're in there. Just leave me alone and I won't kill you. Wait, do you spit out worms? That's how you... Oh my god, it is. Six-legged bottom feeder which burrows and roams through the soft sandy terrain. A parasitic growth has taken over its sensory organs, leading it to roam aimlessly towards unsuspecting prey. Capable of releasing massive burrowing worms. At least you can kill them quick with range. Yeah, true. They're gross. They're so gross. This kind of looks like a Metroid. Okay, there's obviously some sort of morph ball. There's gotta be like a huge explosion I can use to get rid of all of those, because holy fuck. Each one takes one hit. I love knocking shit off of the walls with, like, a shot. Like, that's... Ew! That's so gross, man. I don't want to see fucking worms coming out of things. This is gross. This planet sucks. I'm gonna burn it to the ground. Or maybe not the planet, just this area. We should take a flamethrower to the hive and just burn it all down. No one would miss it, right? It's not important for the biology of the planet to have the hive. This is parasitic. Yes, ammo, gimme. 70... So, each ammo packet gives about 20% of the max capacity. It's 85, yeah. Okay, can't go through there. Which means, our only option is to go down through here. Thanks for the ammo, loser. I keep trying to switch weapons with 1, 2, and 3. I'm still very, very FPS coded in that regard. Damn, those move kind of fast. Oh my god, he's not infected. God bless you, little thing. I'm gonna kill you, but still, you're not infected. Well, that one is. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we're purifying everything. With fire. There's gotta be a more efficient way to kill the little flies. Oh, it's so gross. I feel so bad for that crawler, man. It's like some cordyceps type shit. No. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Fuck. Okay, so we're probably gonna get that soon. So we need a double jump to get back up. So something tells me that this game or the demo is gonna end before we get the double jump. Poor dude, yeah, man. Parasites have got to be some of the worst types of biological, like, existence imaginable. They're genuinely fucking disgusting things. Symbiotic relationships are a little better. They're like, you get like mosses on trees and shit like that, but parasites? Nah, I'm good. I think a lot of places, a lot of things would be better off without parasites existing. Oh, this is ominous. I haven't needed the flashlight in a hot minute, actually. Is this a save room? Yes, it is. Okay, so save rooms might all be like highlighted by the blue, so that's interesting. I guess a good way to show you that there's a fucking save room nearby. Wait, I'm not drowning here. Huh? What makes this different? I guess it's because I'm in the save room, but... I wonder if there may be some, like, hidden upgrades in a save room somewhere, because these save rooms are kind of big. They're, chunky save rooms. They got plenty of space to put stuff in them. Is this the double jump? Kick slide bracers? Armored bracers designed for martial arts. Press shift while crouching to perform a sliding kick. Okay, well, I guess maybe... Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Well... I don't think it's a morph ball. Noted! I think these are the equivalents of Metroid. Anything that's, like, high V, I guess. Or maybe they've just split Metroid abilities across the board. It's so gross. Something's gotta suck life energy. Okay, so we have that now, which means we can access a lot more. I do kind of wish the dash was like airborne too, but alas. Wait, hold on. Can I get up there? Yes, I can. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, this is a boss room if I've ever seen one. Ah! Okay, let's figure out how it takes damage before I start wasting ammo. Eyes. The eyes take damage! It spawns them! I guess it is called the Swarm Beast for a reason. Ow! Ow! Uh-oh. What the fuck? Guys, I don't like this thing. There's always a crab boss, I swear. I mean, crabs are pretty alien, kind of, if you think about it. But, that's definitely a lot more than a crab. I don't know what the fuck is on top of its head, but I hate it. Again, parasitic life is disgusting. Gross. Just die already. Ah, it's using it to fly. There we go. Okay, you're dead, right? Yay. Yay. What the fuck? Giant monstrous... Oh, that's a typo. Ground-based hive form. Viciously hunts down and consumes prey to gather biomass for the hive. Its dense hide is impenetrable. That's also a typo. With conventional weapons, but vulnerable sanguine eyes will occasionally sprout from its mouth. Those are mouths. The eyes are in the mouths. For projectile attacks. The primary mouth, located on the other side, is capable of eviscerating prey with an incredible bite force. This mouth is highly vulnerable to gunfire, but presents an extreme risk to the attacker. So if I slide under and shoot, that's another strategy. I guess I could have done that. Good to know for the next time I run this. I might just go ballistic upon it. Look at those little things. They'd be cute if they weren't fucking parasites. Speaking of... I killed the boss. Where's my reward? Where's my upgrade? How dare you not give me an upgrade? Bro. Oh. Oh, because, yeah, each individual room has a name. Yeah. I see. I guess it just unlocks a shortcut, technically. Rip, no upgrade. I want stuff, even if it's just like an ammo increase. Chamber of the Defiled Justice. Hey, wonder what that could mean. Ow! Ah! Fuck. So where do I want to go exactly? I guess to the right here, huh? Kills the boss, nothing drops. Why live? The reward was the challenge, I guess. Why the fuck am I doing this? I don't think I'm supposed to go this way yet. Oh, no way, I'm stupid. God, why? 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 Why does this one exist? Why? least it doesn't do damage. It's just fucking gross and annoying. Yay, save room. Oh, holy save room. Sanguinite seems to be both good and potentially very bad. It seems like some things that evolve for the sake of Sanguinite, do it in a really fucked up and weird way. It'd be funny if it's like if it's like a more biological, like a less radioactive version of Phazon. Be very interesting to see if that's what their intent was. Although I'd kind of doubt it, but my obsession with Phazon knows no bounds. This reads to me like a breakable I can go under. I'm probably wrong, though. I'm free from the hive, though. Ugh! I should not be using that for that. More health! Holy shit! I see. And then, oh, with those middle ones, yeah, because you can't... Yeah, you can't get in through those, huh? Ooh. Oh, thank God I had my flashlight on, and thank God the flashlight doesn't have any fucking batteries, so it doesn't just waste. Damn, it's kind of dark. I can't see shit, but we have a flashlight. I wonder how, other than like for dark areas, since we have the flashlight from the get-go and it doesn't seem to be like you can waste the flashlight, I wonder how much it's gonna be used. Or like what the intent of the flashlight is. Because it could be that the flashlight is just there for vibes, just kind of like for the atmosphere. But at the same time, I kind of hope it has a use outside of that. Oh my God. This planet is full of ancient ruins. What the? Ah, I see. It ends there. How dare... Equipment collected 100%. Weapons collected 66%. I missed a weapon. I missed a weapon that I could have gotten. And it's... I know where it is. I know where it was. Honestly, an hour-long demo is not bad. It is pretty good. Yeah. It's literally just the very first area, which, yeah, I was expecting it to be a tidbit longer, but then again, it's an early demo. The guy is still, like, super into, like, I guess early development for the game. I'll yap for a little bit, and then we'll call it there for today. But, nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely sick. And you can kind of see, like, some of the ideas that the dude already has for the game. Wasn't that bad? I mean, they don't want to give you everything. Absolutely. And it's literally just the first area. It's just Azure Valley. And even then, there's stuff that, like, I didn't explore here. There's, like, an upgrade that I, like, breakable tiles that I can't break because I don't have whatever upgrade that is. And it could have been the other weapon that I didn't pick up. Could have 100% been that. But, as far as the demo goes, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Curious to see how big the final game is going to be. I'm assuming... Look. I'll be completely honest with you. When it comes to Metroidvanias, especially indie Metroidvanias, the golden standard is kind of Hollow Knight, right? Because Hollow Knight, you can play it for something like... I mean, if you speedrun Hollow Knight, like the original one, not Silksong, right? If you speedrun Hollow Knight, you can finish it in under 2 hours. Or within 2 hours, right? But, like, if you're doing things normally, it's not going to take you 2 hours. It's going to take you, like, 5, 10. I think my first run of Hollow Knight, not counting, like, Nightmare King Grim content and, like, just not doing absolutely everything or trying to 100% the game, I think it took me, like, anywhere between 12 and 16 hours. Which I think is pretty... Like, Metroidvanias, especially indie Metroidvanias, don't have to be longer than that. Like, that is, I think, kind of the golden standard that... not the golden standard, but kind of like the paragon of, like, what these games should be aiming for. And... while I don't think it's necessary, right? I think having, like, at least 10 hours of content makes a games feel more full. And I'll give you a perfect example of a game that I feel like was too short. And it is a Metroidvania, but a 3D one, right? Pseudo Regalia has to be, hands down, one of my favorite Metroidvanias to exist. Pseudo Regalia was a beautiful game with amazing mobility and movement mechanics and tech, with an interesting premise. And the only downside of Pseudo Regalia is, like, for quick replayability, it kind of, yeah, I just, it's like an in-between of replayability and amount of, let's ignore the sus stuff. Pseudo Regalia doesn't have anything sus. There's nothing sus about Pseudo Regalia. Like, the game itself is not sus. We don't talk about like the fandom, but Pseudo Regalia is not a sus game. What's it called? It's like you want your game to have meat, right? You want your game to have enough meat so that the player feels like they're investing a good amount of time into the game, and the game feels more full, it feels more complete. It's not just like a skeleton, right? Like a skeleton being what is absolutely necessary for the game to exist. Pseudo Regalia feels like a skeleton because it has one boss fight. It took me 5 hours to beat, but I guarantee you if I was more competent, it would not have taken me that long. Pseudo Regalia only took me 5 hours to beat because I got lost a few times. So, to me, Pseudo Regalia feels like a proof of concept more than a full game. And I'm pretty sure that's actually the case, because if I remember correctly, the dev said that he built Pseudo Regalia for a game jam in 2013, 2016, something like that. And it's a fantastic proof of concept. To me, Pseudo Regalia feels like a demo for something much grander. And again, the only thing that draws Pseudo Regalia back, the only thing that prevents it from being like an absolute banger of a game, like a peak experience, it's that it feels like the game exists only in its core. Right? That's not a bad thing. It's not a criticism. Right? I don't want to, like, shit talk the dev and be like, you should have made this game longer. Maybe that's all the time that he had to make the game. But if Pseudo Regalia was more fleshed out, like the world, more bosses, more fight, like the combats were a little more focused, stuff like that would have made it, I think, would have made it one of the best 3D, if not the best 3D Metroidvania in the indie market. My hope for Acrolyte is that the dev gets everything he wants to put into the game. It was only one dev. Yeah, it was only one dev. And I think the Acrolyte one is also only one dev. And it's, again, if you only have the resources to make a certain amount of content for your game, that's perfectly fine. I'm not criticizing the length of the game to be there like, no, you did a poor job. Obviously, you have your limitations. You know, you have the amount of time that you're willing to spend on things. You have the amount of money you're willing to spend on it. The amount of, like, mental health you're willing to put into it. The amount of sweat, blood, and tears. And everything has a limit. But it's like, to me as a player, having such a great experience makes me want more. And for the amount of work you have to put into a game, being a solo is insane. Absolutely. And I think that's even more so true for developers who don't have certain skills, right? If you are good at programming and you're good at game design, but you don't know how to make music or make art, you know, you're going to struggle. Either you're going to have some like assets that you're not happy with, or you're going to have to fork out money for someone to make assets for you. If you are an artist or a musician who really likes video games and wants to make a game, you're going to struggle learning how to program. Even if you're using Unreal Engine and using the node-based learning, Hollow Knight was made by people who don't know how to code, but they used the node-based programming, and it took them a while. It took a long time to make the first game, let alone Silksong that was 7 years. You know, and I do encourage devs to like do all this stuff and get the games that they want, but from the perspective of a player, right? Not just from the perspective of a game dev, since, you know, that's something that I want to do as well. Having your game be more than just a proof of concept, having your game be an experience beyond the core of the game. It's what makes the difference between a game like Hollow Knight and a game like Pseudo Regalia. Pseudo Regalia is a fantastic game, but it's a core. And while it does everything that it wants to do really well, it doesn't go beyond that core principle, or not principle, but like that core game, or the core gameplay loop. And it's fine. I would pay, again, for like, if the Pseudo Regalia dev decided he wanted to go back and remake, or maybe not remake, but expand Pseudo Regalia, I would pay again to see that happen. Hell, I'd fucking pay like more than what I paid for Pseudo Regalia. I think it was $5 when I bought it. You know, I'd be willing to support projects like that because absolutely fantastic. I had no complaints while playing Pseudo Regalia other than the fact that I got lost sometimes. And while the aesthetic of certain areas I didn't like, for example, like it looked like the no texture area in Pseudo Regalia wasn't really up my alley. You know, that's probably the intent. The dev probably intended it to look like that for a good reason. The spoilers, it's a just several years old game at this point, but spoiler warning if you don't want to know the lore of Pseudo Regalia before playing it. You're in a dream. You're like a dream diver. Sybil is going into a dream to like save the princess from her depression or whatever it was. She was like mentally stuck in her own mind. And the concept of it is good. I do think everything that Pseudo Regalia did, it did well. Certain things I didn't like, and that was just purely subjective. But yeah, like at the end of the day, my rambling about all of that is more just to say along the lines that I want the Acrolyte dev, based off of what I've played so far, I really want the Acrolyte dev to be able to fully complete his game. I want this to be something that goes beyond like the core so that it's releasable and like, you know, like there's a difference between a complete game and a complete experience. If Acrolyte can be a complete experience from start to finish, I think this game, so far, it's really good. It's really, really good. If he can have that complete experience, it's going to be fantastic. Am I still going to buy it and play it if it's only a complete game and not a complete experience? Absolutely, of course. Because I still want to support the dev to be able to make the stuff that he wants to make if everything that he wants to make is of this quality. It's been very fucking enjoyable so far. And to me, it sucks when you want to make something and you're limited to the amount of, you know, you're limited and you have to pick and choose and sacrifice certain things from your vision. As long as effort is put into it to make said quality. Absolutely, yeah. And again, I would rather buy a 5-hour-long game that is high quality than a 15-hour-long game that is low quality. On top of that, as someone whose favorite genre of games is Metroidvanias, I'm also willing to sacrifice a little bit more for more Metroidvanias. I'm one of those people that if a Metroidvania is a little bit on the slop side of the quality, I will probably still enjoy it. But I will be much more willing to fork out to support a dev and fork out a few extra hours of work to pay for to support these people if it's not slop. Yeah, you know? But yeah, it's just... I think the demo is a good idea. I think the demo was a fantastic idea, and I'm actually glad I streamed it, because I high-key kind of want to get more eyes on this. So hopefully, I'll keep an eye out on the dev, and if I see any updates and stuff like that, maybe I'll talk about it more as I learn more about like the process that the dev is going through and stuff. So yeah, good short stream for today. I was originally going to cancel today and tomorrow because or probably just today because it seemed like E33 wasn't gonna happen, and then I said fuck it, I have Acrolyte in my library. I haven't really gone through the whole thing. I may as well just do that. But yeah, I have it wishlisted. I'll probably see if there's a way that I can give feedback to the dev, because there is a few things that I think are kind of important for the experience. Nothing that's going to be there like, hey, this should work differently. More kind of just like little details like the audio, little details that the dev can miss that aren't part of like inherently part of the vision of the game. First stream, but good nonetheless. I think so. I will try to be back tomorrow. There is a high chance that tomorrow I don't stream. But if I do, it will possibly be Sly Cooper. E33 seems like it's going to be on hold until next Thursday. So, while that is unfortunate, I will try to make up for it by doing 2 or 3 E33 streams next week. Once we're able to do that again. But, yeah. I'm happy that you guys are here to witness me playing this demo, and I'm glad that you guys have fun whenever I try something that isn't what I'm normally doing. So... this is what is best for you. Yeah, I'll do my best either way. You know, like, worst case, you can always expect a minimum of 3 streams from me per week. That's kind of like my metric for not inting my brains out in terms of streaming. I do, like, my minimum is 3 streams per week. And my maximum at the moment is 5. So as long as you're expecting 3 to 5, I'm happy with that. I do wish, I do hope that, like... that was a weird way that I was going to phrase that. for the games that I'm currently playing, I do want to try to stream them as much as possible, and I want to limit the amount of like side games that I play, because as I'm enjoying those other games, I also do want to like finish them in a timely manner so that I can move on to other stuff that's in my backlog as well. And I don't want to have like this kind of setup where I stream 5 different games every week rather than focusing on like 2 games and then maybe having like an extra, you know, like some backup games whenever I can't do one of those. I think that's the goal. Because, for example, after I finish E33, I'm planning to start working on my PS5 game backlog. That's gonna take over E33's time slot, basically. At some point, there's likely going to be the case where I'm like, oh shit, I no longer have a backlog. If that happens, I will probably take recommendations, or I may stream stuff that's like grindy games and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do like a League of Legends stream here and there or some shit. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a lot to get through, and obviously as I make progress, new things come out that I want to play. But yeah, I'll leave it there for you guys. I guess short 1.5 hour stream. As per usual, mata ne minasan. Oyasumi.